The fourth generation of Omega Planet Oceans arrives 2 decades after the original's introduction, and it represents one of the most substantial revisions the line has undergone. Rather than relying on exotic materials, bold colorways, or the addition of complications, Omega has focused on structural changes, refined proportions, and functional updates that signal the start of a new and exciting chapter for the collection. When the Planet Ocean debuted in 2005, it was positioned as Omega's more serious dive watch, a step above the Seamaster Diver 300M in both capability and construction. It doubled the water resistance to 600 meters, introduced the Broad Arrow handset, and helped showcase Omega's coaxial movements in the early years of that technology. Over time, the Planet Ocean became the testing ground for new materials and engineering solutions. For example, the liquid metal bezels that appeared in 2009. Ceramic cases and Metis-certified movements arrived in the early to mid-2010s. The release of the Deep Black models and the record-setting Ultra Deep emphasized durability and technical ambition. And more recently, the Deep Black World Timer merged world time functionality with a professional diver specification, reinforcing the line's tendency to push beyond convention. This new fourth generation continues that trajectory, but it also draws on the angular, more architectural shapes found in certain Omega divers from the 1980s and 90s, namely the side profile of the Jacques Mayol Seamaster 120M and angular case of the Seamaster 200M reference known as the Chaume. The result blends modern engineering with a design language that feels both familiar and notably updated. The core of this redesign is a 2-part case architecture. A Grade 5 titanium inner ring sits inside the main stainless steel body, providing much of the structural integrity required for the 600-meter water resistance rating. The idea clearly comes from the lessons Omega learned while developing the Ultra Deep prototypes in 2019. The case diameter returns to 42 mm, echoing the original 2005 model. Measuring 40.9 mm at the bezel, the watch presents slightly more compact than the numbers would suggest. The thickness reduction is substantial, 13.79 mm instead of the previous generation's 16.1. For a watch still rated to 600 meters of water resistance, that decrease is meaningful. The 47.3 mm lug-to-lug length contributes to the improved wearability. Combined with a flat sapphire crystal and a tighter dial opening, the watch has a more restrained presence. The bezel features newly shaped knurling, sharper, cleaner, and more consistent with the overall geometric style. The influence of those previously mentioned Seamaster models is noticeable in the case profile and transitions between surfaces. One of the most noticeable changes is the removal of the helium escape valve. For 20 years it was a defining feature of most Planet Ocean models, and Omega have now chosen to omit it, likely acknowledging how few wearers actually require it in practice. This simplifies the case shape and aligns the watch more closely with real-world use. The watch continues to use the coaxial master chronometer caliber 8912, a no-date movement with a Metis certification, a 60-hour power reserve, and a quick-set hour hand that remains useful for frequent travelers. It's a proven movement in the Planet Ocean family, so its inclusion here keeps the mechanical foundation stable. On the wrist, the case's slimmer profile is immediately apparent. It reduces the top-heavy feel that some earlier Planet Ocean models had and brings the watch closer to the everyday wear category while still retaining the durability expected from the series. The polished elements across the lugs and case edges interact more noticeably with the light, giving the watch a more contemporary presence without fully compromising its tool watch roots. But it's not just the case. The bracelet has also undergone a detailed redesign. The links are blockier and flatter, with brushing on the outer surfaces and a central polish section that maintains a cohesive visual pattern. The taper from 21 mm down to 16.5 mm contributes to comfort, and the bracelet thickness has been trimmed to just 3.5 mm. Now, there are a few things to note, including the fact that the clasp is rather long, at 40 mm without the fixed links, and approximately 51.5 mm including them. But it houses a toolless 6-step micro-adjust and a dive extension. These features add practicality, though the length may be noticeable on smaller wrists. Rubber straps remain available with stainless steel end links. Both strap and bracelet feel well executed, but the bracelet is clearly the focus of the refinement. There's also still no quick-release mechanism, which stands out now that many brands have adopted some form of the feature. The move to a laser-etched titanium case backplate may feel less satisfying to those who appreciated the depth and sculptural quality of the older medallions. While it provides structural benefits, the aesthetic is more restrained and less tactile. And though some may appreciate the omission of a date window, which simplifies the dial, it also reduces everyday practicality for users who rely on that information. But overall, this fourth-generation Planet Ocean represents a clear shift for the model. It separates the line more decisively from the Seamaster Diver 300M and places greater emphasis on the engineering, proportions, and structural refinement. The adjustments to thickness and wearability stand out the most, and they provide a tangible improvement over previous versions. Pricing for these new models in Swiss francs excluding taxes is as follows. Both the black and blue models on a stainless steel bracelet will cost 7,200 Swiss francs, while the orange model on the stainless steel will cost 7,400. On the rubber strap, the black and blue models will cost 6,700 Swiss francs, while the orange model will cost 200 more. It's worth noting that the orange model is also available on a matching orange rubber strap as a nod to the model's signature color. Now, this represents a slight increase in pricing, but given the technical updates in addition to the aesthetic changes, it doesn't fall far from what we've come to expect. But what do you think about these new 4th generation Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean models? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, remember to like this video and subscribe to Fratello for more watch content. See you next time.